Yo, what up guys, beside me here with a champion guide for an undead faction champion who is a legendary champion known as Bad-El-Kazar. His original name before he turned all evil and stuff was actually Varkanen, but watch out for his story right here in the champion lore to find out what happened to him. Even in the Call of Habitat series, you can find out more details about how he became what he is today. This champion has been in the game for a long time, yes, very long time, and is best known as one of those champions who can do something well, one or two things well, and he does it perfectly awesome. So you even be thinking there are epics who do the same thing, but he has something extra coming along with it. I'll tell you right now, he's known as a poisoner who plays AOE poisons, 2 poisons on all the enemies. That's on this skill right here. He doesn't just place a poison though, he also places a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Continuous heal for an entire 2 turns means your ally will get healed once they get their turn. So that's what it does for them. You might want to give him that mastery that increases the duration of buffs that he places on allies, or increase the duration of debuff that he places on enemies. So that's the main skill that if you want damage dealing or if you want him to be healing your team, that's what he'll be doing. This skill also removes all debuff from all allies. So that's also something like there are a lot of rares, even Reliquary Tender does it, Doom Priest does it. A lot of people do that cleanse for you, but his own is a full team cleanse. It removes all the debuffs that you have on yourself, so on all your allies. So that's what this skill, that's a lot of skill, right? Normally you see him doing poison, normally you see champions doing poison or continuous heal or cleansing, but he does 3 of them all in one swoop skill. So that's what makes him so amazing. That's why a lot of people use him either just a cleanser, either as a healer, or either as a poisoner. You see him, you use him in the early game clan boss. That's back in the day, people used to use this champion a lot in the clan boss, and today we don't see him anymore in Ultra Nightmare teams. But back in the days, this poison was the best way to do damage to the clan boss. But until today, poison is still the best way to do damage to the dragon, to the ice golem, and some other content. So you can bring him along in that content. I'll test him out in battle to see how it works. Now, like I said, it doesn't have a lot of skills, just 2 skills, A2 right here, and then the A1. He attacks all enemies, heals this champion and all allies by 20% of the damage inflicted. So you might want to, if you can, squeeze in some crit rate or crit damage, or even attack right there on this champion. So whenever he uses this is A1, your allies can just take 20%, a little bit of healing. It's not enough, but it can just pair with the continuous heal that is adding to them to give them some healing whenever he uses this A1, which might be a lot. All right, so that's the 2 skills. Simple champion. Does this champion need a buff? No. Despite him being in the game for a long time, this is simple skill still works perfectly for the content. I'll tell you right now though, a lot of endgame players no longer use him in content because there are limited slots in your teams, and normally sometimes you don't need a healer and a poisoner and a cleanser in dungeon PvE content. Neither this champion is not a PvP champion. You'll not see him in the arena at all because people feel like he's not good for that content. Maybe just as a cleanser, maybe. And then check out this passive right here. This is one reason why a lot of people still use him today in 2023 in most content. If you want to boost your damage by an additional 20%, all allies will get 20% more damage against targets under poison. As long as he has landed that poison on them, it doesn't have to be his poison, right? I don't know. But anyways, as long as the enemies have poison on them, the damage that your allies do on them will be boosted by 20%. I will test that out in battle. We'll run a battle, do some damage without it, and then do another battle with him in this team and see how much more damage my allies do. 20% more damage. See if that's going to be what you need to actually take them down. So this helps him and be a team player, I guess. So you can pay him, bring him along so he just doesn't be a healer and a cleanser, but also boosting the damage dealer so they can take down the content faster. He does have an increase in crit rate in all battles by 25% if you want him in the leader slot in all battles, which is amazing. But yeah, people usually build everybody with 100% crit rate, so you don't want to rely on this for battle. So that's a simple champion with simple skills. He does have good reviews, I'll tell you. See, 4.9, 4.9, 4.9 in a lot of places. Let me show you how I build this champion, and let's take him into battle. First of all, you check out my artifacts. I'll tell you right now where I want to use Bad-El in my team is for that passive. You know that passive that just at 20% increased damage for my allies. That is the only reason why I built this champion. And of course, I also wanted to showcase it in a video for you guys. So that's why I'm not building him in any particular artifact set. Normally, I come on here and tell you to use this set or use this set, and this is the set I'm using. Today, I'm not using any set. Why? Because he's there only for that passive. And when somebody is just there for the passive, I don't care about his cleanse, I don't care about his continuous heal, I don't care about his poisons. But if you do care about all those things, especially for early game players building this champion for Dragon, Ice Golem, or even for the clan boss, I'll direct your attention to the first and best artifact set you need in the early game. For him will be most likely lifesteal. Lifesteal, why not? Because that's what you need to heal him back to full. And but for those other players who don't have lifesteal yet, you can just go with triple speed. Super early game players, triple speed set will go well with this champion. Accuracy set, because he needs accuracy to land that poison. Yes, he does need accuracy. So this is also a beginner set that you might want to use. Perception is perfect on Bad-El-Kazar. I thought about perception. Going triple perception set is totally fine for him in that early game build. Now for end game players, what's the best set for Bad-El-Kazar? You already know. End game players use this champion as a solo champion for Dungeon 20 or Dungeon 25. That's why I've seen him being used, whether it's Ice Golem or Dragon. I've seen him being used as a champion who can solo Dragon, solo Ice Golem, because of all that poison that he does for that 20 and 25 content, right? So if you're going to use him in those two content as a solo champion, if you're not building these beginner builds, I'll direct your attention to the best set we normally put for champions who want to do solo content, and that is either a toxic set, that's one, and of course you want to go with always immortal and regen set. Where is regen? I'm looking for regen. I scroll past it. So this is one that every person who wants to do solo content will want to boost his healing a little bit with artifacts. That's what he does. Even if he has enough healing coming from his continuous heal, you might need to put this on him for 25 content especially. I'll test him out in battle to see if my Bad-El in this scattered build can actually survive level 20 content as a solo champion. All right, so that's the best set for endgame players getting this champion recently and testing him out in content. Why am I not using him for solo content is because I already have a lot of champions doing solo Dragon, doing solo Ice Golem, right? So because there are a lot of champions in raid who can solo content, so he's not going to be one of those champions for me. I don't want to build 5 solo champions, but if it's your first one, go. Even Eurogrim can do solo content. Even my Celiac Priest on can do solo content. Epics can do solo dungeon content. So that's nothing special anymore. Back in those days, soloing those content was very, very special. This is another solo content set that you want to pair with maybe your immortal and with your regen set, or with your lifesteal set, or no, with your speed set, or with your perception set, if you want to add it one piece right here from this set. So that's how I recommended Bad-El to be built in these sets that will make him survive, or for early game players, this set that just make him go fast and fast and fast and keep doing his cleanse and cleanse. So either you go fast, add accuracy, or you just put a bunch of healing on him so he doesn't go down at all. PvP build, what have Savage said? Nah. If you guys know any other sets that is being used in Bad-El-Kazar in these recent times, let me know in the comments below so I can also learn from you guys. But for now, I went with a totally broken set. You can see I was just looking for stats. That's what I was looking for. Accuracy is the priority I was looking for. If I show you my total stat, you can see that I'm hitting over 400 accuracy, which is sufficient for any dungeon 25 or dungeon hard mode content that I want to use this champion in, and also sufficient for content like the Hydra if he's good there, and also in this Phantom Show Grove or any other content in raid. 400 accuracy is more than enough. If it's not enough, I might add an increased accuracy right here champion to boost him up. But that's the first priority that I was looking for. The next thing I was looking for is speed on this champion, and I was able to crunch up to 270 speed. That is not slow. That is faster than any of these bosses that I just called, right? I think the level 25 content is still 100 speed, or these new bosses are about 250 speed or so. So this is more than enough to go first. Place that poison before all my allies can now benefit from that poison that he placed with 20% increase damage, crit damage, or I think his total damage increased. All right, those are the two stats. If you want to put attack, do so. If you want to put crit rate, you see I put crit rate. So depending on the stage you're trying to beat, you might need more HP to keep him alive or more defense to keep him alive, but that's for solo content. But for just a champion that I built to help my other allies do a little bit more damage. This speed and accuracy is more than enough. I didn't focus on resistance, I didn't focus on crit damage, I just wanted those two things. That's why I felt like I rather have my regen set and my immortal set on other champions who need it the most. He doesn't need it, at least for the team I'm building him. But if you want to run this champion solo, or you're just having those sets laying around, you have a lot of them, he's the best candidate for those type of sets. Go fast, heal yourself, heal your allies, do a cleanse, and very, very good in those Doom Tower waves also, or Doom Tower bosses that need a lot of cleanse, including the Nether Spider and all those other ones there. All right, it's time for us to test this champion in sub-content, and the first battle that I want to run is Dragon, to find out or to show you an example of what I mean by solo champion, because I cannot do this champion guide without showing his potential in solo content. That's one way that a lot of people are using. So solo content means you're running this champion with a bunch of food. You can see all these champions that I'm running along with him is food. 4-star level 4 champions, 3-star champions. They are all here to get XP. That's what I mean by food. And he's here to just place poisons, and let's just see how the battles go. So we can just be narrating as the battle runs around. They will die, of course. Now, I do not have the right masteries. Oh, I've not even showed his masteries. I keep skipping on things. I'll go back and show his masteries. I don't have the right masteries on him to do solo content. That's why you see him taking this much damage. But you can see the healing on himself that is healing him back to full HP. Even if his artifact set that I showed you did not have any healing, no regen set, no immortal set, his continuous heal alone was keeping him alive. Now imagine if you have regen and immortal set on him. That means every turn he takes, the poison is the only way he's doing damage. And now I'm looking at his crit rate, 9k crit rate. Hope he doesn't die. This is dungeon 20 content, so he probably won't die, and he's not slow. So whenever it takes a turn, it gets that healing, and it just two turns right here. Basically, he's running laps around these enemies. That's why they're not taking him down. Now, if he was slower, 250, maybe 200, he'll probably die in this wave, because that's obviously not enough healing to keep him alive. And poison is also the best way to do damage to the boss himself, so the boss cannot take this champion down. It also helps that this stage is magic affinity, and I am force affinity champion right here, so the boss is not gonna do a lot of big hits to me. And I didn't show my blessing. It's that brimstone blessing that I put on him. I just wanted to show this solo potential before we talk about his damage potential for a whole team, where he's boosting our damage just by placing poison on the enemies. That's the next test I want to do after I show his masteries, though. If I don't show it now, I'll forget. So that's Bad-El. That's his solo potential, whether you're using him in dungeons or in Dragon, Ice Golem 2025 or beyond. This is what it does for your team. Even in that build, yeah, good sets, but that's what you expect from this champion if you have him built with immortal and regen set. Now for masteries that I skipped out on, that's it right here. Nothing special about this masteries. This is more of a PvE masteries general, focused a lot more on healing and boosting his heals, right? So I didn't focus on accuracy because I obviously had enough. Check out LH's website to see other options for masteries you can use on this champion. Either as a debuffer masteries, or this is the best masteries you can use, Oppressor, if you want him to be a solo champion. I checked it out. I didn't want to be a solo champion for me. That's why I did not select this. But this one gives him even more turn meter boosting along with this one right here. Then if you want to increase the duration of your buffs, which is what I need for my team, when it places buffs, let it be increased. Those heals will be increased, and then increase the duration of debuffs right here. Those are the two main things why I came down to this support 3. It really benefits from those two at the bottom right here, and also this one a little bit more HP right here, and boost his healing, increase the value of his heals a little bit. So now for the offense 3, this is just for damage, a little bit of damage against bosses especially. So that's why I selected War Master. I've not seen a lot of people going defense and support, but support 3 is where it benefits the most from this champion. Now for his blessing, I did go Brimstone because he'll be fighting AOE, he'll be fighting against bosses, and Brimstone does hit a lot, whether you're using him in Hydra or using him against wave content or just bosses. You just see him do Brimstone against that boss. Sorry, I forgot to mention all this before, but that's it. So if you want to see the stats of this artifacts that I'm using, that's crit rate, crit damage, speed, triple roll on speed again, and crit damage and accuracy, speed again, and speed again. So I just wanted to go fast, and of course I put speed boots with a little bit of speed adding to it right here when I ascend it finally. Accuracy on the banner, accuracy on the chest. That's why I was able to hit 400, and that's why you see him getting hit and taking so much damage. If I go HP or defense on this banner, I'll probably be about 300 accuracy or 250, but I won't be taking so much damage. But I wanted high accuracy for some reason, and then crit damage right here, crit damage right here. That's why crit rate right here, I wanted him to be 100% crit rate. I thought he relied on crit rate on any of his skills, but he does not. And then HP or defense right here. Attack, because I didn't want to survive. I just want to hit, I guess. All right, a quick damage check before I end this video to see what the team can do without Bad-El-Kazar placing his poisons, on what the team can do with Bad-El-Kazar placing his poisons on the enemy. So I'll not start the battle with his poison. Let me see what my Gnot, who is the damage tester, can do with his A1. 8k, 8k, 8k. It's clear, right? 8k 100, 8k 200. I don't even want to place decrease events. Let me not skew the test. No decrease events. Now I'm going to place the poisons and see. I hope that enemy does not die. Boost our speed along. Now I'm going again with that same A1. That same enemy? Yes. That's 11k, 10k. So we are going to do basically more damage with poisons on that enemy. That's what a passive can help you do. Hope that one is clear enough as a test. Simple test just to see that your enemies or your allies will do 20% more damage. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it will help that seer clear an entire wave normally when she's not clearing the wave. And then the buffs that he places also on your allies can help seer also strip them off and nuke even harder if she doesn't have enough buffs to strip. So they usually pair well, seer and Bad-El-Kazar for teams like that. He just places his poisons, she deals more damage, 20% more damage from her already big crazy damage. So I hope that one is clear, even if I don't know if it's accurate, but I just wanted to test it out to see what he can do for your team. So how will I be using Bad-El-Kazar? I just wanted to build him out because he has been sitting in my vault after being fully booked and mastered. So I just wanted to put out this champion guide. You guys let me know in the comments where you use Bad-El-Kazar in 2023, and because right now I built him to be used nowhere, just to be used as a champion I might use in faction war, as a champion I might use in damage test. That's why I built him, but no particular purpose right now for my team, because obviously not going to be used as a solo champion for dungeons. But that's where he's best known for, and for seer teams to help them do crazy amount of nukes. You guys let me know what you think about this Bad-El-Kazar champion guide. Hopefully I did justice to him and tested him out in some content, even if I didn't include dungeons. I didn't include clan boss, because poisons, it's old school for clan boss. We now do what kind of teams now? Unkillable teams and block damage teams. That's the way to go for clan boss, which go full maximum crit rate and crit damage, and poison is not very reliable, but any poison you can add to that battle helps if you want to add him to it. But I don't think that's his main purpose in your teams these days in raid. He's more of a dungeon champion than clan boss champion, but I guess you can use him everywhere poison is accepted. All right, let me know what you think about this champion guide. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.